Amorim was asked about the January transfer window, and he makes it clear what he wants in January. Time for Manchester United to enter the midfield market. Time to go and spend that 65 million we put away for Semenyo. And could we even push for a player like Carlos Baleba? We're going to talk about all the latest because there's a big boost coming in on Bruno's injury. He could be back sooner than we thought. When is Bruno expected to be back? We've got updates about Manchester United going in for a midfielder. Ruben Amorim talks about that. We've got updates on Kobby Mainoo. Marcus Rashford speaks about his future. And Diallo balls it out at AFCON. Diallo on the right wing. Yan Diamonde, who's been linked to Manchester United on the left wing, having very good games for the Ivory Coast, where Ahmad gets the goal and puts in a man-of-the-match performance. Brian and Bruno also got an assist at AFCON today. Carlos Baleba, I watched the Cameroon game, is playing well and in the midfield too, interestingly enough. And Mazraoui obviously got an assist in his first AFCON game. So AFCON has been a bit of a success for Man United players. So let's get into your 10-minute news roundup. If you're new to the channel, I do this every single evening on the channel where I round up all the latest Manchester United news into 10 minutes for you guys, and it normally comes out around 10 p.m. UK time. Let's dive into it. So, against Mozambique, Ahmad played 81 minutes. He got 1 goal, 3 key passes, 4 duels, 1 out of 3 dribbles, 1 out, 1 tackle, 1. Had a very good game. He was playing on the right wing. Some people saying that maybe Ahmad should play on the right wing. I think Ahmad is fine at right wing back because Bruno at right 10 comes more central. I would like to see potentially Ahmad on the right wing if we go to a 4-3-3. I think he's a very good player. But he's doing very well for Ivory Coast, and I think he's been quite good for Man United lately. Do you remember about a month into the season, people slammed Ahmad because I feel like the first month and a half of the season, he just needed to get going. And I think Ahmad's been really good lately, but he got slander because he about 4 bad games. Like, some people in this fan base are so impatient that they were giving Ahmad stick after 4 or 5 bad games. This is why I won't give Lenny Yoro stick. I saw enough of Lenny Yoro last season to know that there's potentially an elite level centre back in there. So that's why I'm laying off him. And I knew with Ahmad, I saw enough of Ahmad last season to know he was a top player. So even when he was poor the first month of the season, I could not understand the stick that Ahmad got. I generally think Ahmad is one of the best players in the world. Maybe not like top 10, top 20, but I generally think he is a very, very good winger. And I think there's not many teams he doesn't start for in world football. If I'm going to be totally honest, I think we've got a fantastic player there in Ahmad. But let's get into the news. Let's get into the transfer news and more. So, Mike Keegan of the Daily Mail said this: United are ready and in a position to back Amorim in the January transfer window. While the club will not do anything silly, if the right opportunity arises, they will be ready to act, be that of a loan player or a permanent move or both. Very much the word that's been used around Manchester United, and I've said this many times, is right opportunity. Right opportunity has been said many, many times. If United feel there's a player that's a good player, they will act. What does that mean? We're not going to go and do a short-term deal for the sake of doing a short-term deal like we did in the past with the Agalos and the Decors. We know who we want. We know who we really want to get. Elliot Anderson, Baleba, for example. But if there's someone in January that we feel is available for a good price or could be very good for the team that would be willing to come, we're willing to act on that in January. Whether that's a loan, whether that's a permanent deal, but we're only going to go for the right players. Ruben Amorim was basically asked about transfer ambitions and pretty much said this: Ruben Amorim are potentially bringing in players in the January transfer window. We have space to have more players, but it's a very important thing in our club that we have a plan and we need to bring players in that we know. So I know short-term panic buys means. It's hard to know for sure that everything's going to work, but we need to be certain of players we're bringing in. We've had a lot of transfer flops. We need to be confident that players are bringing in the right ones. It's basically what he's saying. If we're not sure, it's better not to bring anyone and to work with the players we have. That is clear from me. Ruben Amorim basically saying, I don't want crap 3rd, 4th, 5th options because you can't get my first 3 deals for the sake of it. I want good players. He wants Semenyo. He wants Anderson. He wants Baleba. He wants potentially Mark Gay in the summer if we can win that race. That's what Ruben Amorim wants. And if you can get any of those guys in January, go for it. He doesn't want us paying 40 million on Gallagher that could impact our budget in the summer and not allow us to get the midfield we want in the summer. Because Gallagher on loan, they might be open to. Ruben Neves, I think he could be open to for a cheap price, Portuguese connection. But Ruben Amorim's got to have to want the player and feel that it's good. Now, Ruben Amorim's dream signings have been revealed as basically Baleba and Anderson. They're the dream signing. Like Semenyo, it's between Man United and Man City for Anderson. Anderson's gone and followed all of Man City on Instagram. unless we get Champions League football, I think we can kiss Anderson goodbye. I think we can kiss Adam Wharton goodbye. I think Champions League football is our biggest chances of getting them. But they're the two guys that he wants. And Amorim has made it clear on who he wants in January. Amorim's made his transfer ambitions clear for January. You know, I want players that are good enough. He doesn't want bit part players. He doesn't want short-term players. Interestingly, if we sign Semenyo, we're willing to let Xerxes go. We might be willing to let Xerxes go. Potentially could be willing to let one of Mainoo or Garte go, but I don't think we're going to let Xerxes go or Mainoo go unless, one, we get all the players back from injury very soon, and two, we sign someone, if I'm going to be completely honest. Which brings me back to injury updates, Bruno Fernandes updates and more. So, United Exclusive on X has done a summary of Amorim's press conference at Newcastle. Bruno and Mainoo are out. That is confirmed, which means it's going to be an Agate Casemiro pivot. Unless he plays Alicia over Agate, Mainoo will recover quicker than Bruno. Mainoo could be back next week. He says players like Jack Fletcher could step up in the absence of Bruno. We'll have to see. I think Jack Fletcher had a good cameo. Maguire and De Ligt is still out, but could be back for the game after Newcastle, which is Wolves, I believe. Continuing on Bruno, he might not be out for that long. There's a bit of a boost coming in here. Sources have privately that they believe Bruno can return for the Manchester derby on the 17th of January, which only means 5-match absence. So it'd just be like Bruno's gone to AFCON, basically. Lovely, if he can. My only theory is we rush him back like we've done with Mount in the past, like Ollie done with Shaw, and then Bruno goes and gets another injury. I'd rather Bruno miss 8 games and stay fit to the end of the season than Bruno miss 5 games, come back for a game or 2, and then be out injured again. Do you know what I mean? Like, if he's not back, don't rush him back. That's my only fear, because Bruno is 31. It is going to take longer for him to heal. As good as Bruno is, as important as Bruno is, we saw how Ollie used to bring Luke Shaw back right away. Was it Ollie or was it even Ten Hag? It was Ten Hag who rushed Luke Shaw back for this Luton game when he wasn't fit to play. And Luke Shaw just got injured again. Leach just got injured after coming back. Casemiro had some issues. Like, when we rush players back in, they've had issues. The one thing that Amorim's done quite well is he integrated Mason Mount in quite slowly. He integrated Luke Shaw in quite slowly. But I don't know if Amorim would do that with Bruno, because Bruno's Bruno and so important. Continuing on, let's talk about the future of Kobby Mainoo. Kobby Mainoo's future remains unclear as we near January, despite reports of him staying. Sources feel the club are hindering his development by blocking a loan. United still insist on keeping Mainoo. Mainoo's pushing for loan, and growing frustration is arising. So this is said by Sully, who's well connected behind the scenes at Manchester United. Basically, the situation is, we're not going to let Mainoo go out on loan unless we bring in a midfielder. And we don't know if we're going to bring in a midfielder because the midfield market, in terms of who we want, isn't great. We could bring in Neves. If Bruno's injury isn't serious and Bruno is back by January 17th and we bring in a midfielder, I think we'll let Kobby Mainoo leave at the end of the January window. I think if Kobby Mainoo goes, it's near the end of the January window because Bruno's back and we sign a midfielder. I think if Bruno is out for a while and we don't sign a midfielder, I think Kobby will get a fair amount of minutes. Kobby wants to go to the World Cup because he played in the Euros final 2 years ago, and right as of now, he's got no chance of making the World Cup because he's not playing at United. Kobby's well within his rights to want a loan move because he wants to play, but he wants to stay at United, but he wants to play and go to the World Cup. Kobby's upset with his situation. He's obviously got injured at a really annoying time. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I think it depends on Bruno and the midfield. Last but not least, Marcus Rashford. There's a belief that Barcelona are going to buy Marcus Rashford, 26 million. I mean, that's a bargain. They've got a 50 million player there at least. But Rashford was asked if he wants to stay at Barcelona. He said, of course, this is my ultimate goal, but that's not what makes me train hard and give my all. The goal is to win, and Barcelona is a huge, wonderful club built to win titles. Rashford said he obviously is very happy at Barcelona. Højlund's obviously very happy at Napoli because he's been throwing those shots at Man United. And look, I wish Højlund the best at Napoli. I hope he does well. I hope Napoli keep him. I hope we get our 40 million. Rashford is doing well at Barcelona. We could get 26 million for him. But you know what Barcelona are like. They're thinking of every excuse not to pay up. Xerxes could go. Mainoo could go. Those ones to keep an eye on in terms of in terms of the outs. In terms of the ins, we just have to wait and see. I think Neves is one to watch. Gallagher's one to watch. I think there could be some surprise names thrown about more. But anyway, thank you for watching today's video. I will maybe see you tomorrow. I might be doing a Q&A video tomorrow. I can't imagine there's going to be much news on Christmas Day. So it could just be a bit of a fun video, non-football related video tomorrow. But I'll probably do a live stream tomorrow evening, just a Christmas live stream with you all. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye.